Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Happy Monday. How is everybody today? It is Monday, Meditation Monday, kind of. When I say Meditation Monday, by the way, these are things that are, I know a lot of people really kind of think of meditation as just sitting down, closing your eyes, and clearing your head. And that really is the best kind of meditation, but sometimes meditation is also about reaching in and pulling all the icky stuff out to heal. It's bringing things to the forefront and doing what we can to heal it. Before I start, I am doing my best to up my earring game. So I borrowed these beauties from Sibling. I love them. They're called chandelier earrings, I guess. Swarovski. It's the best jewelry in the world. I swear. They have the prettiest stuff and it's so blingy. I mean, I'm not really a blingy person, but who doesn't like sparklies coming off of their head, But also, I wanted to share this. One of my birthday presents I got from my cousin. So sweet. Shell bell in the moment. Hashtag. How exciting is that? And it says the most important thing is to enjoy your life. To be happy, it's all that matters. I wanted to share that, and she got me this beautiful, beautiful bookmark with Hawaii in mind, because that's where we're all from. And this really cool looking planner thing with stickers and stuff, so that'll be helpful. That's one I can actually keep in my purse and not just on my desk. But also it came with these neat little mindful cards. This one it says meditation, but it's exercises, so I am going to make it a point to try one of these every single day. They're yoga poses. There's also 50 inspirational quotes and 50 mindfulness ideas. So I thought I would go with this one today, the mindfulness ideas. I'm going to just pick right off the top, kind of like we do with the affirmation decks. But let's get started. So, resilience. Ooh, that's a good one. Yesterday, or last evening, last evening I put up a post because it came to me that everybody has a hero of their story, right? Their journey, their adventure. And, we might have one, we might have two, we might have many heroes in our story. Because there's different journeys or just different adventures that we take along this life journey. And, the one, I always say so many things about my parents. I love my parents. I miss my mom. But, my dad and I, we have each other. And, a lot of times I really put them high in my book as far as getting me through my childhood, because they really are one of the reasons that I got through my childhood. But one of the heroes of my story I forgot to mention was my inner child, and when I was journaling the other night, I came up with this. It just says, honor the child who sacrificed so much so you could truly live your life. And it really, 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 really made me think. Because, I always say my parents kept me from being a statistic. And, if you've seen the vibes in the past, you understand why. If you haven't, you can go back or you can message me. I'm really trying to move away from that because I don't want that to be the focus of the daily vibe. I want the daily vibe to be some place where people can, to catch the vibe, to maybe grab a thought or get something to make them start thinking, jogging the thinking process, or maybe even to just heal things that, need to be healed. But my inner child was really the hero of my story because, my parents are too. There's lots of people. My older and baby sibling, they're heroes in my story as well. But I think for me, I forgot to thank that inner child in me because there was a lot that I had to survive and I had to do it on my own because it was such a big secret. Nobody knew. Nobody understands how I could have kept that a secret, but you know what? When things like these events happen in your life, you just, you're groomed and you listen. you know, and even if it's, you know, not a good person, you know, training your brain to think a certain way, it really is survival mode. And that little girl was in survival mode, you know, up until my teen years when I finally told my mom and dad. So, you know, and, you know, they always told me, you know, let us know, tell us if anything. But, you know, I think nobody ever thinks that it's going to happen and start so young. So, I mean, I'm sure you can figure out where I'm going with this already, but I don't want to get stuck there. Okay. That's my point. I do not want to get stuck there. So, let's move forward. But I wanted to share that because that really was a story of resilience. Look how tiny these things are. But it really was a story of resilience. It really was a story of, you know, learning to just kick the past in the face and say, you know what, it's time for me to move forward. But, you know, and I think by thanking that little hero, you know, inside of me, that little child that was inside of me, well, my inner child, but, you know, I mean, I grew up but, you know, there's always that little part of you that remains, you know, in your childhood where you remember these wonderful events in your life. And I had a lot of wonderful events in my life. It was just like I said, in past vibes, there was like two lives. You know, there was the one that was very secretive, and there was the one that my parents gave me that was happy and joyful. And there was a balance that I had to keep. And somehow the balance got too mixed, you know, and one started overtaking the other. And, you know, that's not healthy. And I relearned my balance. I relearned that I am resilient, that I can move forward. So, resilience. If you find yourself revisiting moments in your life when you were not in control, you are not regressing, and you are not alone. What you are doing is finding your resilience. Repeat the affirmation, I am resilient. I do not need to be in control. That's the first time I'm reading this card, guys. And that, I cannot tell you, hits home so hard on what I was just saying. Because of that imbalance I had growing up with the secret side and the happy side, it got really mixed up, and I had to control things so it wouldn't come out. So, so my secret would always stay a secret. And it wasn't always a secret. Eventually, it erupted like, you know, Mount Vesuvius, and it took out everything in its path. But in my post, I did mention anger. There was a lot of anger. And in one of my very early years of therapy, the doctor told me, because I mean, sometimes I would just walk down a hallway and just punch the wall for no reason. I could be in the best mood and it's like, bam, you know, bam. But he told me it was just all that pain trying to come out. And because I didn't have a good outlet, it would just happen. And that is never good. It's not good for our health. It's not good for our mental health. But it took me a long, long time to find my resilience. And it took me a long, long time because, you know, when I come from an era where people, you know, well, not my particular era, but my parents, they didn't talk about mental health. They didn't talk about, you know, the dangers of it, and also the joys of it when you finally figure it out and you feel like, oh my God, I think I finally got a grip on the fact that I'm never going to have a grip on my brain. And, you know, I love my mom, but it was one of those, we don't talk about those things. So we didn't talk about those things. And, you know, and it took me many, many years to finally just start talking about it. And I really, really thank older sibling for that. She really, really pulled in the reins when it came to that. It took her a long time and a lot of convincing, but she never gave up on me. And I finally got the help I needed. And I don't blame anybody in my past. I don't blame my mom. It's scary, you know, it's scary to think about it because, you know, especially for me, I'm an only child. I call my siblings, but one's my soul sister, and the other one, she's my soul sister, but she's my cousin. So, you know, I think it's just one of those things where, you know, I think they just worry so much that you are going to go off the deep end that I think they think if you don't talk about it, it will just go away. But it doesn't go away. So, if you know somebody and you told them we don't talk about those things, start dialogue, please. If you're one of those people who has family that says, or friends that say, you know what, we don't talk about this, you'll get over it, you're going to be fine. Just, find a group. If therapy's not for you, find a group. There's so many groups online, on all kinds of places. Just be careful because some of them do try to take advantage of you. But, that's where you find your resilience. Sometimes it's with like-minded people and, older sibling, really, my nickname for her is sibling. So sibling, she went through this all her life. She had depression since she was a kid. She tried to commit suicide twice. I'm grateful that she did not succeed, but sometimes when people don't succeed, that puts them in an even worse frame of mind because they feel like a failure all over again. But it's a good kind of fail. It just takes them a while to understand that it was a good kind of fail. But that's what resilience is. And she taught me resilience. My therapist, Kim, I stopped going to therapy a while ago because I needed to learn how to kind of process on my own, but I know it's there for me if I ever need it. And like I said, it's not for everybody, but one of the reasons I do these vibes is because we will have conversations like this. It's not always fun and games, but there will be times when we have moments like this where it's like someone might be feeling alone. They might feel like there's no outlet. For me, therapy was a safe space. It was not someone sitting there trying to go, you're going to be okay, you're going to be okay. It was someone helping me work through everything I needed to work through. It was scary. It was hard. I didn't always cry in therapy, but I found I would cry after once I processed everything. It's like, oh my God. But it was what it was. And it was the best 7 months of my life. And I say only 7 months because some people do this for years, but for me, it was 7 months of very intense stuff. So, again, I'm going to read the resilience card. And it says, if you find yourself revisiting moments in your life when you are not in control, you are not regressing, and you are not alone. What you are doing is finding your resilience. Repeat the affirmation, I am resilient. I do not need to be in control. And also, when memories come back up over and over and over again, good morning, Jeannie. Jeannie's the one that got me all these fabulous things. That's my cousin. She's awesome. But a lot of times when pain keeps, even grief, when grief or pain continually hits you upside the head, it's not because, it isn't just because you miss somebody or because, you're trying to forget things that might have happened in the past. It's because your brain and your heart and your soul are trying to heal it. It's bringing it up to heal. So, when you're in the eye of the storm, sometimes it's the scariest place to be. You will feel at your worst. You will feel like you are literally laying flat on the ground with an elephant sitting on you. But eventually that elephant will move. So it's really about hanging in there. It's really about giving yourself the chance to keep moving forward. The pain hurts. The memories hurt. It feels like being body slammed. But, that's what resilience is. Resilience is showing ourselves that we can move forward as we deal with the pain that we have. And, I don't normally think about things to talk about ahead of time. A lot of times it's just right off the cuff. But after I wrote that post last night about the hero of my story, I really felt that it was important today to kind of talk about that, to kind of push into that and just show people that, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how low we feel or how, icky things might get, there's always a way up. Once you hit bottom, there's nowhere else to go but up. So, so resilience. And remember, resilience, affirmation, I am resilient. I do not need to be in control. Now, by the way, when it says you do not need to be in control, it's not just about saying, oh, let's just throw caution to the wind. It's saying don't chokehold your life. Do not chokehold your life. Okay. Putting a chokehold on your life is just, I did that for many years and it's not fun. I have decided as of yesterday that my next adventure of my life journey is to just go with the flow, to, just embrace the unknown, which is terrifying for me. Embracing the unknown is terrifying for me, not really having a plan and just kind of listening and downloading whatever it is I need to download, and just moving forward in faith and believing that everything is going to be okay and work out the way it's supposed to work out, without, me being the pokey person saying, okay, maybe we should try it this way. A lot of times when you want something and you're consistently trying to make it happen, that is controlling it, and that actually makes it harder for it to happen because you're just putting out the wrong vibes, I mean, no matter what your higher power is, the God in the universe is saying, stop it. It's like your parents. It's like, stop, just let me handle this. Okay. It's like, I'm not going to steer you wrong. So, like I said, I got a table of higher powers that sit there and go, really? I think I might be the only person in the world that can make God facepalm. I don't even know if the universe has hands, but I'm pretty sure it facepalms me too. But, my mom or my dad would always say to me, do you really think you have that much power? Yes, I do. Maybe not, but it feels that way. It really, really feels that way. I mean, I facepalm myself all the time. I think my spirit guide has a headache, and all the angels that I love so much have a headache from all the facepalming and eye rolling I make them do. But I'm going to give them a break now. I'm going to learn to just go with the flow. And that is part of my resilience. So go out there today. It's Monday, meditate on that affirmation. I am resilient. I do not need to be in control. The tears, the pain, everything, it's going to hurt. Yes. But when you try to control it and hold it down and make it go away, it just makes it build up more. It builds up the pressure. And next thing you know, you're a kill away of going poof and exploding everywhere. Okay. So just don't be a volcano. Sometimes you just got to let the pressure off. And, if that means crying, fine. If you're at work, if you can hold it until lunch, fine. If not, take a break, go in the bathroom, maybe go for a walk, bring the Kleenex box, and just let it go. There is no chosen time that it will happen. Sometimes it just happens. And you have to put yourself first, because again, like I always say, you cannot serve from an empty vessel. So here's to resilience. Cheers to resilience, and being resilient and not needing to be in control. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thank you, Cousin Jeannie, for watching. And look, this is for my Cousin Jeannie. I'm showing her again my earrings. I borrowed these from the Laura Dayton collection of Swarovski jewelry. And since we have nowhere to go today, it'll be the, what did I say yesterday in my post? The evening gown, event of lockdown. So anyways, these are my favorites. She may never get them back. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to everyone tomorrow for things. No, what is tomorrow? Tuesday Thoughts. I'm going to get this down one of these days. Tuesday Thoughts. Have a wonderful day, everyone.